Hey, it's Russ, and welcome to another episode of Women's Retirement Radio. This is a special episode for a couple of reasons. But before I get to that, let me first say thank you. I appreciate your listenership and viewership for those of you watching on YouTube. Hi there. Um, this is my 55th episode of the podcast, and for at least the foreseeable future, this will be my last episode. I've really enjoyed the podcast format. It's been a nice complement to the writing and other content that I create and distribute to help educate and inform people about financial planning in general, but specifically for women in their 50s and 60s who are getting ready to transition into the next chapter of their lives, whether that's retirement or something different. So I've read a stat or have heard a stat that the average podcast, and there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions out there, rarely make it past their 7th episode. It's something that, from what I understand, is referred to as pod fade because people get excited, start, and then they just kind of run out of energy. And I was sort of guilty of that. In fact, I started this podcast back in the spring of 2020, in hindsight, about the time COVID kind of came onto the scene and peaked. And I started it as a monologue. So just me talking about a topic, sharing my thoughts. And frankly, I kind of burned out quickly. It felt like I was just kind of talking to the void. So I took some time off, started it back up in early 2021. So about a year ago now. With a different format in which I would invite other colleagues, professionals on to talk about their particular area of subject matter expertise, whether that was legal or tax or another area that was complementary, at least in my opinion, to the retirement concerns and interests of people like you. So I hope you found it interesting. I enjoyed it. But frankly, I have found that I enjoy writing and some of the other content that I create a little bit more. And at the end of the day, I kind of believe in practicing what I preach. And I always stress to my clients that you should make decisions not because you think that others expect it of you, or maybe because you started it, but because you enjoy it. And I don't want to give you the impression that I don't enjoy the podcast. I just don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy the writing and some of the other things that I'm working on that, at least from my perspective, complement the work that I do and help spread the word beyond the small group of clients that I have the privilege to work with one-on-one. So I want to let this kind of be a sign off. I want this to be a sincere thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you that's listened and watched. I appreciate your feedback, some of the wonderful ideas and suggestions that you share with me along the way. And I hope this has been helpful. Please know that even though this is the end of the podcast, I'm still pretty easy to find online. Of course, my website is Wealth Care for Women. You can search for Russ Thornton, Financial Advisor. I'm pretty easy to find. I also write a weekly email newsletter. And so if you're not subscribed to that, I would really encourage you to check that out. It's easy to subscribe. Just go to my website and you can sign up there. Your email and information is private. I don't share it with anyone. Check it out. And if you don't enjoy it, you can always unsubscribe. There's a link at the bottom of every email, but hopefully it'd be something that you would find helpful and you'll want to stick around. I currently have about 800 people that get that email every week, and would love to add you to that community of folks. So bottom line, thank you. This has been fun. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. I hope it's been informative and educational. I hope you've learned something. I know I have. Thank you to all of my guests that have joined me over the past couple of years in this effort. And I look forward to being in touch and being available for you. If you need anything, feel welcome to reach out and let me know what I can do to help you out. For now, signing off, this is Russ Thornton, and this is the last episode of Women's Retirement Radio. Take care.